Oh, hello. I hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful summer New England day as I record this car video. One thing I realized about this YouTube channel is that I can give myself permission to be a little bit more off topic than I am on, say, my podcast, which tends to focus, at least usually, on law of attraction concepts. And even though I tie other stuff into it, we try to tie it around the law of attraction. And this YouTube channel, I'm going to do that too, because that's what I like to talk to people about, because that's what people seem most interested in hearing about a lot of the time. But I also know that a lot of you like to hear about just, my spiritual takes on things, or whatever you want to call it. And frankly, that's the kind of stuff that more people do not want to hear that than want to hear the law of attraction stuff, okay? I mean, my law of attraction material is what people usually want to hear. But I know that there is a minority of you who are very interested in the spiritual stuff. And I love talking about that stuff too. So as long as this YouTube channel is growing and people seem interested in it, I will go on these more far out riffs than I would probably on the podcast. I hope that made some semblance of sense, and if it didn't, just listen to that wind in the background. Oof. That's that summer wind, So, what I was thinking about, and what seemed appropriate for the car video right now, is one of the real issues I have with the law of attraction and how it's usually explained is it's very dogmatic. And there's all this talk about using your mind, your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind. And there is almost a belittling of the physiological aspect of all this, of the mind-body connection, to the degree that I think is true. All of my favorite spiritual teachers, meaning the spiritual teachers that I most resonate with, are not law of attraction teachers. They're spiritual teachers that are much more far out, non-dual, hard to put into words, hard to easily explain. And the reason that they're hard to explain is because they're into more of this full body, mind, visceral experience. And this visceral experience is really, it's what has shaped my life spiritually more than anything else. It's what I really, really am into deep down. And to explain that, there's 100 different ways of explaining that. But to explain it today, I thought I would read from a book, a great book called The Freedom of Being, or The Freedom of Being, I guess I should say. The Freedom of Being at Ease with What Is. This is by Jan Frazier. Jan Frazier is one of the great spiritual mystics of, modern America. And I'm just going to read a few things from this book right now. She writes early on in this book, of human nature, two things can be said. 1, we are free. 2, we do not realize it. I agree with her. Later on, she says, what we don't know is that we are free, and we don't know it. It feels the furthest thing from possible that it could be so. We'd swear we're at the mercy of what goes right, what goes wrong, but it's not. That's not the case. And later on she says, the perfection is right alongside the mess, intimate with the misaligned mini disaster that life appears to be, close as the breath that's moving in you right now. Sometimes you get a whiff of it on the wind, a scrap of a melody playing in the distance, beyond what you're otherwise paying attention to. This is like the heart of spiritual teaching. A few paragraphs later she says, when this thing seizes you in its teeth and takes you over, when you become that, and all the rest of what seemed real is obliterated, then you will look at who you were and feel a terrible poignancy, such pointless aching. See how a mother lion carries her young, how she grasps the skin at the back of its neck with her glistening teeth that slaughter, how she holds it and will not let go. This is how it is. This is what attends you. Does that sound a lot like the law of attraction? Because to me, it really doesn't. That's why I say the law of attraction is practical. Do you want the spiritual truth, the Black Betty, bam, bubble it up, shalam truth? It's more like how a mother lion carries her young with the same teeth that slaughter. Once you see, you're shocked to discover it was here all along. That all the while you looked for it, you'd been pushing it to the side so you could look behind it to see if you could find it. Somebody who tells the truth about this doesn't do it expecting that now it will become perfectly obvious that you already have what you're looking for. We'd all wish for it to be that way. No, when someone tells the truth, it's so you'll stop looking elsewhere than the sound of your pulse in your ears, the crash of a dish hitting the floor. That's it.